Hi, my name is Kerry Garnier and welcome to my Essential Oils 101 online class. I'm so glad that you've taken this time to learn more about essential oils so that you can support yourself and your health and wellness. So welcome, welcome. I have to say, this doesn't preclude going to a live 101 class because we can actually address your questions. However, this is the next best thing, and I'm going to talk to you about some very high grade and top 10 oils and their uses. But let me tell you, before we start, if you're seeing this video, it means that you should have access also to a click to get this form. And this is a top 10 oils sheet, which would be a great place if you want to take notes. So pause here if you haven't already done so, find that document, and you may want to print it out for yourself. Now let me tell you a little bit more about my journey with oils. I've been using oils for just over a year, and I went to a 101 class for a friend to support them. They were really excited about essential oils, and I thought, okay, I will go and support her. The next thing I knew, I found one oil, which was my oil, and I fell in love. And I started my oil journey. On that pathway, I've solved a few medical issues, some on purpose and some just by accident. So one that was just by accident is that I started using an essential oil to balance my hormones, and I used it by applying it to the back of my neck. The next thing I knew, the pain I had been feeling in the back of my neck, because I have osteoarthritis, it was always painful just to touch. About a month after using the essential oil, I noticed, hey, it no longer hurts back here. So that was a byproduct. Not only did I balance my hormones, but I had pain reduction as well. Another thing is I have allergies, not great big allergies, mild allergies. I'm allergic to cats. And I have cats, so I refused to take the over-the-counter allergy medications. I started using what's called the allergy balm, and I'll tell you what that is later. It's taking 3 of the top 10 oils and putting them together. I now do that on a daily basis. No more allergy symptoms. So those are just 2 of the ways, of the many ways I am now using essential oils. Thank you for committing to this time. I'm hoping to keep you for about 20 minutes, not too much longer. I'll try and talk fast, but there's just so much you need to know. Let's start with, what are essential oils? Well, they are aromatic volatile compounds. They are made from the leaves, flowers, stems, and roots of plants. And it's these aspects of the plants that protect them from their environment. And we take that protection using it in our own bodies. So essential oils are like nature's apothecary. They are compounds, so they are very, very complex, and they kind of know what to do. So let me give you an example. So here's Zengest. It has to do and help support everything digestion-wise. And it's smart enough to go in there. You can take it internally, but you can also rub it right on your abdomen. And it's smart enough to figure out what to do. So say, for example, if things are a little backed up, it helps to loosen them. And if things are too loose, it helps to bind everything together. They're smart. And they're highly concentrated, or at least doTERRAs are highly concentrated. Please, please, please. What I'm talking about today, I know applies to doTERRA oils. I don't know if it applies to the oils you have. You need to do your own research and make sure that you have very high quality therapeutic grade oils. These are, so I'm referring to doTERRA, highly, highly concentrated. And in fact, a way you can find out about the concentration is by reading the bottle. And when it talks about diffusing your oil, see how many drops it recommends. If it recommends 8 to 12 drops, that's not very concentrated. doTERRA, when you're diffusing, start with 1 to 2 drops. That's how concentrated it is. All right, I'm now going to review the 3 ways you can use essential oils. And again, I'm working with doTERRA, so I know the ones I'm choosing for you can be taken internally. If you don't know that, don't do the internal method. I'm going to start by putting 1 drop of each into the palm of my hand. So I let the drop fall freely because the stoppers are created to dispense exactly 1 drop. That was of the peppermint. This one is wild orange. I'm going to put them together. Now I'm going to literally mix them with my thumb, and then I'm going to shove it to the roof of my mouth at the back. And then breathe it in. So that's internal. I'm now going to rub my palms, and I'm going to breathe it in. So this is the aromatic application. So I can cup my hands. I'm going to close my eyes because of the peppermint, and breathe in. This is extremely fresh. I can smell the mint. So 3 big breaths, and then the remainder I'm going to apply topically. I'm going to do this to the back of my neck because it's easy to reach. Just going to rub that in. So those are the 3 methods of application. And peppermint and wild orange is a great mid-afternoon pick-me-up. It basically acts instead of your cup of coffee. So peppermint buoys up our spirit. Wild orange does the same thing, sort of wakes us up, but also helps us to focus. So you can use this as your afternoon coffee, just like I showed you, to the back of the roof of your mouth, breathing it in, and then just popping the rest on the back of your neck. Okay, so how do oils work aromatically? Well, the smell goes right to our olfactory nerve, which sends signals immediately to the limbic system. The limbic system is the part of our brain that takes care of our emotions and lets us know whether we're safe or not. So our emotions are very tied to aromas, and many people have now done studies showing how the different essential oils light up different parts of the brain and have different effects on specific emotions. So all the research has been done. We just have to then figure out what each essential oil is for in terms of an aromatic application, and then we know what emotion we're helping to support. Topically, we can literally put it onto the part of the body that is experiencing any issue. So like I said with the Zengest, this can be used right topically on the belly to help if you're experiencing gas, pain, bloating, any of those things. When we use it topically, it's best to use it with a carrier oil. And this is doTERRA's. It's a fractionated coconut oil, but you can also use any high-grade carrier oil, an almond oil, a jojoba oil, a really nice olive oil, anything to help to keep the essential oil on the skin. So it just helps to bind it to the skin a little better, allowing for better absorption. And then finally, internally, like I said, make sure you know your oil. I know doTERRA is certified therapeutic grade. It has been approved by Health Canada for internal use, the ones you can use internally, because not all essential oils you can use internally. And they do third-party testing on top of all that. So there's actually a separate website. It's completely transparent. Every bottle has a number on the bottom. You can go to the website and check out and find out about your batch of essential oils. All right, let's get into the top 10. You've already met the first one. This is peppermint. Extremely minty, so fresh. Let me tell you the therapeutic properties. So it's your energy booster. Like I said, mid-afternoon, it's going to give you an energy boost. It's going to invigorate you. It's also an anti-inflammatory and an analgesic. So this is your Tylenol. This also helps to reduce swelling as well as pain. Helps with digestion, so it can be taken internally for that. And it's a big one for headaches. So you can rub it across your temples, back of the neck, to help with headaches. Actually, I'll be talking about frankincense later. Frankincense and peppermint together become your migraine protocol. So peppermint's helping with migraines, releasing them, and frankincense goes with that. Next, let's move on to lavender. Oh, I love lavender. I never was a fan of lavender before doTERRA because I didn't know what real lavender smelled like. I only knew what fake lavender smelled like. Now I know this, I quite love it. Very versatile again. So lavender is an antihistamine, right? Allergies. It's also an antidepressant. It's an antibacterial, helps with skin irritations and burns. So if you've got a scratch or you just burned yourself, use it topically. And the other one, most people know about this one, helps to calm us into sleep. So this is a great one to diffuse in the bedroom before bed. You could cup it in your hands and breathe it in. Or if you don't want to do that, you can rub it on your big toe. Big toe also has to do with allowing us to relax into sleep. So the lavender on the big toe helps us to sleep. The third one is lemon. Very fresh. This is your cleaner. It's an antiseptic, it's an antibacterial, an antioxidant. That's how I use it internally, 5 to 10 drops every day to help reduce the toxic load inside of me. We live in a toxic environment, toxic emotions, toxins in our food, even our water supply. It's good, but there's toxins in it. So 5 to 10 drops of my lovely lemon every day is a gentle detoxer. All right. You know how I talked about the allergy balm that I learned about and now use daily? We take the top 3 oils that we just talked about, peppermint, lavender, and lemon. 2 drops each. You can put it into a shot glass with a bit of water, swish it around your mouth, shoot it back. You can put 2 drops each into a veggie cap and take it internally that way. Peppermint helps clear out your nose and your sinuses. Lavender reduces it's an antihistamine, so it reduces the allergic reaction. And lemon is your antibacterial. So put these all together. This is what I use for my allergies now. No more reaction to my lovely kitties. The next oil. This is the one I fell in love with at my first class. This is frankincense. This is the king of the oils, and there's a reason it's called that. It has so many health promoting properties. First off, it is an amazing emotional support. It is a grounder and an uplifter together. And that's what I fell in love with, was the way it made me feel emotionally. I felt so much better just after inhaling frankincense. But beyond that, this supports immune function and it supports healthy cellular function if you take it internally. It's an antioxidant. It has anti-aging benefits, so I use it on my skin for fine lines to help with skin sun damage. I'm using it that way. It's also a part of, as I talked about before, this is your migraine protocol. So frankincense is all about mind support, mental function support, and it helps working with the peppermint. That's your anti-migraine. So I love frankincense. Oregano. I don't use this one very often, but when I need it, I'm really glad I have it. This is your cold and flu heavy hitter. I have another oil that you want to use more regularly so that you don't get colds and flus, but if you do and you're falling down that cold flu slide, you want the oregano. This is your antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic, antiviral, anti-everything. It's also a hot oil, so do not take this directly in any way. Don't take it directly on the skin. Don't take it directly inside. I put this one in a veggie cap. You can also dilute it in a teaspoon of a carrier oil, like an olive oil, and take it that way. Just don't do it directly because it's a hot oil and it will hurt. Tea tree. A lot of people know about tea tree. So it's also known as melaleuca. This is another of your antis: antiseptic, antibacterial, antifungal, viral, parasitic. This is also an analgesic, so this is a pain fighter. I use this one daily on my feet, in between my toes. I was very susceptible to athlete's foot, and I didn't like using the over-the-counters because I would use it, and then as soon as I stopped using it, the athlete's foot would come back. But as I was, when I'm using it, that's increasing my toxic load, so I just learned to live with it. Now I use this every day between my toes. I'm on the deck of a pool quite a lot during the school year, so I'm always susceptible to athlete's foot. I don't get outbreaks anymore. It can't stick. The oil is too good. Okay, our next oil, On Guard. So this is your daily cold prevention medicine. When I feel like I am susceptible, like I'm feeling a bit run down, or I'm feeling emotionally down, I'll put this one in my veggie cap as well, just for immune support. I don't tend to use it other than that. What I use instead is the toothpaste. They make a toothpaste and it smells like cinnamon. Oh, I just love the smell of this. I have never liked minty toothpaste, ever. And it's hard to find other flavors. So doTERRA makes On Guard toothpaste. It tastes like cinnamon. That's how I get my regular daily application of the On Guard. So I don't use the oil as much because I use the toothpaste, which I love. What's next? Okay, Zenjust. We've already talked about this one a little bit. It can be used internally daily to support your digestion function. It can be rolled on when you've got yourself in a situation like you are now experiencing nausea, heartburn, indigestion, gas, bloating, diarrhea, or constipation. You can roll it right on. Yes, diarrhea or constipation. It's smart enough to figure that out. There are also some fun other ways of using it. I'm not going to talk about it now, but you can actually, well, I am a little bit, but you can actually paint it across the bridge of your nose to help with congestion in your sinuses. Okay. Deep blue. So deep blue is all of the mints. It's peppermint, but it's also spearmint, and it's your pain relief. This is your topical pain relief. So you can put it on your muscles before a workout to prevent pain. You can use it after a workout to prevent pain, or you can use it once the pain is hit in your muscles. I don't use the oil as much because I use the rub. So this is to replace your rub A535. It has the same heat cooling physical effect. That's from the peppermint. And it also has the analgesic effect from the peppermint and spearmint. Okay, so this is your topical pain relief with the heating and the cooling. I find this is good enough for me. If it's not, I put the more concentrated essential oils on directly first, then I cover it with the rub to hold it in place. And that brings us to our last of the top 10 oils, Easy Air. So Easy Air, it's pretty apparent what it works on. It helps to open airways. It helps to relieve sinus congestion and colds. It's good for allergies and asthma and snoring. So I have a friend who uses this in a roller for her husband to help prevent him from snoring so she can sleep better. So this is a beautiful, beautiful oil. Yeah, and it has a minty smell as well, but not as strong. This can also be used rubbed over your heart. This is the oil that helps with grief and sadness because we hold a lot of grief in our lungs, and it allows us to release this so we can get that deep breath that we need, right? When we're holding on to grief, we're breathing really shallowly. We let it go and we can breathe deeply. Okay, so those are the top 10 oils, my friends. But I need to let you know, oils can't do it on their own. You have to be committed, at least in part, to a wellness lifestyle. So you need to be thinking about your diet and nutrition. You want to be thinking about reducing your toxic load in terms of your cleaners, in terms of your friends. You want to be emotionally smart and support yourself emotionally. You want a supportive community. You want good rest. You want to be physically active. You want to do all of these things. So the oils are just one part of it. Another part that I've embraced from doTERRA is their vitamins. They have a vitamin pack. I think I can grab it. And it's Long Life Vitality. So it actually comes in 3 forms. One is the vitamins. The other is your omegas, so your oils. It's actually in a little oil caplet. And then the third one is your I guess it's like your greens, it's your antioxidants. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And it's perfectly packaged for a 1-month supply. I actually share my 1-month supply with my children. So we're not all getting the full dose, we're getting partial doses, but that's better than nothing. It's a beautiful support to what I'm already doing. Now, why doTERRA? Okay, why use essential oils? Reduce your toxic load. Medicines are increasing your internal toxins. Your cleaning products in your house are increasing your toxins in your environment. Essential oils can replace all of that, can replace everything in your medicine cabinet, and can replace everything in your cleaning cabinet. They are safe, they are natural, and they are pure and potent, or at least doTERRA is. And like I said, they have third-party testing. There's a website, sourcetoyou.com. There's the number on the bottom of every bottle. You can go to sourcetoyou.com, put in that number, and find out about that essential oil. They are approved by Health Canada. The ones that can be used internally are approved to be used internally. They are sourced indigenously. So that's something I know for doTERRA. I don't know that for all oils. Where the plants naturally live and thrive is where they cultivate the plants from, because the plants are strongest in their natural environment. They're used to combating those elements, and so they are at their strongest when they're grown where they're used to being grown for hundreds and hundreds of years. So that's what doTERRA does. They additionally believe in co-impact sourcing. So they literally have a foundation called Healing Hands Foundation. And when they go into a community to get those plants for those oils, they ask the community, what do you need? And then they help them to create it. So if the community needs clean running water, doTERRA supports them to do that financially. If they need a school, doTERRA helps them to build a school. So they really are a company that believes in giving back when they're being fed, and they are, by getting the high quality oils. They're giving back to those communities. All right, the final question. How do you get these oils? Well, there's 3 different ways. You can pay retail. If you're in the Toronto area, you can go to the Centre for Spiritual Living Toronto. They have a store, and that's Queen East, near the bottom of Greenwood. You can buy retail there. You can also go to my website, kerrygarnier.com. That's KerryGarnier.com. And I have a button on there, so you can retail buy from me. It's shipped to you. However, the smarter way to do this is to become a wholesale customer. It's like becoming a Costco customer. You get your Costco membership, you get your doTERRA membership, and then you have 25% off. And so let me just give you some idea of price differentials. So if you bought the lavender retail, is $36. If you buy it wholesale, it's $26.75. What else? My favorite oil, frankincense. And it's a biggie because it's so pure and so potent. If you bought that retail, it would be $118. If you buy it wholesale, $88.75. It starts to add up pretty quickly. You want to be a wholesale customer, not paying retail. So there's two ways to do that. You can either pay a $42 enrollment fee, and then you start getting 25% off immediately. That's what some of my customers do. If they want just a couple of oils, like say they just want the Frank and they just want the lavender, they're going to probably go that route. It gives them the most bang for their buck, and then they've got that membership for a year. They can continue to see what am I going to need and buy as they need. Lots of other people, though, decide to get a kit, because if you get a kit, you waive the $42 enrollment fee. So the second page of your top 10 shows you some of the US kits. You don't want that. I'm in Canada, so I like you to go to the Canadian kits. Wherever you got this information, you should also have a button where you can click on Starter Kits 2018, and then you'll get a page which looks more like this, enrollment kits. So the most popular enrollment kit is the Home Essentials. It has the top 10 oils, the ones we just talked about, all in the full size, the 15 mils. You also get a beautiful diffuser, which will help you diffuse in your room for up to 8 hours. It's an amazing kit at an amazing price, $330 Canadian, and it waives the $42 enrollment fee. If you're finding that's a little too big for you, you can get what we call the student kit. You still get all 10 oils, but you get them in the 5 mil size, so much smaller. You still get a diffuser, and that's 180 Canadian. So again, a great way to start if you found that the top 10 oils spoke to you. How do you get started that way? Well, you need to contact me directly. I can do it. It takes about 5 minutes, but we'll want to be in conversation. We can either have a Zoom conversation or we can have a phone conversation. So email me at Kerry@kerrygarnier.com. Go to my website and just say, hey, Kerry, can we talk really briefly? And I'll set you up. It takes no time at all. And that's the 101 class. Thank you so much for joining me. I really look forward to touching base with you in the future. I'm so glad to have shared this information with you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Take care and bye for now.